We have just 2 movies left in Phase 1 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and when I tell you I was excited to rewatch this film, I mean it. I love Captain America the First Avenger. Unapologetically, genuinely love this movie, and every time I rewatch it, I love it a little more. What makes this movie so special, it's not the explosions or the Hydra weapons or even the super soldier transformation. It's Steve Rogers before the shield, before the serum, before the muscles. He's just a skinny kid from Brooklyn who refuses to back down. And when he says,
"I can do this all day,"
it really sets the tone for him and the movie because he actually means it. He's not trying to look cool. He's not trying to prove something. He just believes in standing up for what's right and standing up against bullies. Chris Evans absolutely nails that. He plays Steve with the sincerity that never feels cheesy. In a movie set during World War II with comic book villains and glowing cube weapons, he makes it feel grounded. You believe this guy would jump on a grenade. Because he does. And that scene, that moment, well, it is a moment, and it's when you believe that he does deserve the serum. When Steve becomes Captain America, it's not just a cool special effect, it's emotional. Dr. Erskine choosing him not because he's strong, but because he's good.
Not a perfect soldier, but a good man.
That line defines the entire MCU moving forward. It sets the tone for what a hero is supposed to be and what Captain America is. And the actual transformation itself, well, it's tense, the score swells, and Peggy staring on, it feels emotional. This movie feels different from the rest of the MCU in the best ways. It's a full-on war adventure. Hydra bosses, the SSR, motorcycle chases, train fights, secret science labs. It almost feels like an Indiana Jones-style serial mixed with a comic book. And that 1940s aesthetic, look, I love period piece media, so I can't get enough of it. The costume design, the star-spangled singers, the propaganda posters, it commits to the era completely. It doesn't feel like modern movies set in the past, it feels lived in. And honestly, the USO montage is one of my favorite parts. It shows Steve struggling with being a symbol instead of a soldier. It adds real depth. The cast as a whole is phenomenal in this movie. Tommy Lee Jones stands out as a hard-nosed general that you warm up to as the movie goes on. Hugo Weaving as the Red Skull is perfect comic book villain energy. He's theatrical, he's menacing, he's slightly over the top, and I will agree, there were moments where I was like, is that Hugo or is that Jim Carrey in a Grinch costume? But it works because the movie embraces his comic book roots. Hydra feels like a real threat. The Tesseract introduction into the MCU is huge for it, but it never overshadows Steve's story. The Infinity Saga's seeds are planted without distracting from the character journey. That balance isn't easy. As we know in later years, Peggy Carter is incredible in this movie. She's sharp, she's capable, she's not just the love interest, and her dynamic with Steve is built on respect. Those shots at Cap's new shield, it's iconic. It truly, perfectly establishes their chemistry, and it really gives me the itch to rewatch Agent Carter again. And you can't forget about Bucky. This movie makes you care about him, so when things happen later in the MCU, it hurts more because of where you see he came from. Look, the final act is fantastic. It's the ending that elevates this movie to another level for me. Steve crashing the plane, the quiet acceptance, the promise of a dance which makes me cry every time, and then waking up in modern day New York, opening up to this new world of Avengers level threats. Steve sacrifices everything, not just his life, but his time, and that's what makes him Captain America. Look, we also can't forget the score Alan Silvestri absolutely crushed the score. The Captain America theme, it's pure heroic nostalgia. It truly feels like it's something that's existed for forever, like as a classic American legend. Every time the music swells, you know he's picked up that shield, and it just gives you chills. Look, this movie might not have the biggest action scenes, it might not have the flashiest villains, it might not even have the loudest MCU entry, but it has heart. And sometimes that's more important. It's a story about courage, about goodness, about standing up when you're smaller than everyone else, saying, no, this isn't right. To me, Captain America the First Avenger isn't just a solid Phase 1 MCU movie. It's one of the most sincere superhero origin stories ever made, and I truly love it. But that's just my thoughts on Captain America the First Avenger. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe here to the channel as we continue on our journey to hit 1,000 subscribers before Avengers Doomsday comes out. Make sure you come back on Friday for some more content here on the channel, and until then, you've got some time now, so go refill that popcorn bucket.